Should we do that whole thing again?
Yep.
This is the audience. This is my cameraman / audience member. And we're going to do a eulogy today. We're gathered here today to say a final goodbye to an old friend of mine, Bill Kennedy. A man who I've known for almost 60 years and came to love and respect, love and respect, and even admire. Who wrote this? This is crazy. I knew Bill for 60 years, and if he was up here right now, he'd be rolling his eyes. This isn't the way we talked about him. Let me put it another way. I think Bill would be a little put off with this. The first thing he tried to do is make everybody feel comfortable. He wouldn't want to make everybody feel sad or formal. So I'll start this conversation about it the way we always started a conversation. And we started it by saying, remember. I remember the first time I met Billy. It was first grade, PS 11 out in Staten Island. In those days, you sat where the teacher told you, and the teacher told me to sit next to Bill. I could feel the heat coming off him. We went to lunch a little later on, and I sat next to him again, and I said, I'm Bobby. And he said, do I look sick? Just because I sure feel... And then he threw up on me. 6 years old, and he already knew how to make an impression. We found out later that he had the flu, and he gave it to me too. It's what are friends for? We stayed home from school for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And that's what I call a pal. There were a lot of firsts that year. Billy was the first boy in class to kiss a girl who wasn't his mother. Karen Kornblit in the cloakroom, and she came out beaming. He was the first kid in class to break a big bone. He was up in the peach tree playing Batman. Took a dive, just missed his old man. Hit the ground, which was lucky for him. Because if he ever would have hit old man Kennedy, I don't think he ever would have taken the whooping. Billy had the whole package. He was smart, good looking, had a quirky sense of humor. Took 4 years of Latin. And the only boy kid, who passed it with an A every semester. And he was a whiz at chemistry. I remember we were in chemistry lab one day, and I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling awful sick. I had a cold. And I wasn't taking part in any of the experiments. And Bill said to me, he says, here, I want you to sniff this. And I said, no, I don't want to do this. And he said, look, just take a little sniff out of this beaker. So just to shut him up, I did. And it was ammonia. and my head snapped back like I'd been shot. But my nose cleared up, and he said, huh? See? What'd I tell you? Sorry. Anyway, he was no Boy Scout. He smoked like a chimney. He drank, too. And if you didn't like you, you were in trouble. I remember in high school, I was on the bus. No, I was on a bus stop. And one of the tough kids came by, and he started giving me a hard time. And I didn't really know what to do. And then Bill came along, and he said, hey, what's going on? And this kid says to him, he says, none of your business. Bill said, okay. And he leaned over and he put his books on the floor. And then he came up with an uppercut that caught that kid right in the jaw. Must have lifted him off the ground 2 inches. Laid him out flat. That's when Billy told me, he says, you know, when you get into a situation like that, he says, you hit him first, don't wait for him. That's one of the things he taught me. A couple of other things that Bill used to teach me were things like never eat at a place called Mom's. What's another one that he did? Never play cards with a guy called Doc. Well, that was the Bill I knew. Not the lawyer he became, but the friend. He was funny, he was brave, he was a little prickly. I know how Bill would now be telling me to wrap this all up. He said, come on, let's get finished with it. So I will. And I'll leave you with a short poem, and I know this is going to embarrass him if he's listening. But that's okay, that's what friends are for. It's a little poem I never thought I'd have to use. I found it in a place called Tombstone, Arizona, up on a little hill called Boot Hill. And it kind of goes like this. Here lies old Bill. Always lied and always will. Once lied loud, now lies still. So long, Billy. So long, yo, Pelican. Thank you. Maybe go 4 minutes.